Right now, it feels like, we get one guy hot, and then he cools off, and another guy gets hot, and then he cools off, and another guy gets hot. It's just a matter of time before the offense gets it rolling all together.
Josh Rojas back on FT Live right now. Josh, great to have you on, dude. Great to see you again. And look at you and the ball club really thriving right now. So let's get to some positives first. Then we'll ask you about Cleveland because I know they're really good too. But how's life in Seattle right now? And do you feel like this team is doing what it's supposed to do?
It's thanks for having me, guys. But I think there's more left in the tank for sure. We haven't quite hit our stride, which is pretty cool because we're leading the division right now. But there's definitely some games we've let get away from us on the offensive end. But as the rest of the league knows, our pitching staff is scary.
Be careful out there. I don't know if they're coming for you. I don't know what's going on. No.
With that shirt on, they're coming for him. They're coming for him because that shirt. He took the blinds off of his windows.
Man, Kratzy, that's rude, though. That's rude.
Fashion police.
Let me ask you this. Kratzy, you got me all twisted. You guys have been flying. I know you're in first place, but you guys have been kind of flying under the radar, truthfully. You guys are out west. You got some guys that can hit, but it seems like you're just riding that wave, There's not one guy trying to top another. You're batting everywhere in the lineup. Dylan Moore's batting anywhere from 1 to 4 to 7 to 9. Like, you guys have come together as a group and kind of collectively said, you know what? Is this a team effort at the end of the day? Are you guys not worrying about anything or just going out there and playing?
Yeah, I think the approach right now is just take care of every at-bat, and you never know which one's going to be the big one. You're just trying to pass the baton and get it to the next guy, draw a walk, get a leadoff hit, get a leadoff double, do whatever you can because, with the way our pitching staff's throwing right now, you could score the winning run in the second, third inning. So it's just we have this grinders mentality, it feels like, on offense. We're not, as a group, we're not where we want to be. And it's just a matter of time, you guys have played the game. It's just a matter of time, and everybody clicks at the same time. And, right now it feels like, we get one guy hot, and then he cools off, and another guy gets hot, and then he cools off, and another guy gets hot. It's just a matter of time before the offense gets it rolling all together.
I love it. You guys are grinding together. That's what makes a team that has a huge lead in the division. But I'm going to make it because I know you've seen the show, and I tell people you got to say it with your chest. It can't be a pitcher because pitchers are not MVPs of teams. They're just really good, and they're kind of weird. That's why they play in an area where there's no grass. But who's the MVP of this team right now? Who is the guy? You have to choose one, not like who's hot right now or anything like that. You got to choose one. I need it.
I'm going to go Big Cal Rayleigh. He's he's the guy behind the plate calling the pitches. The pitchers are nasty, but they're also not shaking very much, which means Cal's been calling some really good games. He's hit some big homers for us late in games to win us some ball games. There you see it right there. He's he's the MVP for us right now, I feel like.
Is there anything that we're missing from him? Obviously, we see the stats. We see 24 RBIs in seventh inning or later. He's leading the staff. What do we not see? What do we not see as fans? Because I'm a fan of his. I've been trying to get him on the show. He's been flaking on me. He hasn't been flaking. He's at the field all the time doing all his reports. So he's being real with me. He's come on one time. He'll do it again. But what are we missing? What are we missing that you see in the clubhouse besides that big old butt?
You can't miss that one. But he's a great teammate. He's a good friend. I've grown close to him as the years gone on. But I think the thing that the fans don't see is, this guy's after the first game, this guy's pretty beat up. He's taking foul balls off of every part of his body. He's got guys throwing 100-mile-an-hour sinkers into that thumb. He's a catcher. He's a grinder. He's pretty much beat up the whole year, and he does a very good job of going out there every day and not letting anybody know that he might be going through something.
All right, so you get traded over here. You were a Diamondback. The Diamondbacks go to the World Series. We haven't had you on since they go to the World Series. I know you're going to say, my buddies are over there. That was cool. Dude, you guys missed the playoffs by a game last year. How hard was that for you? For real?
Yeah, that was tough, especially because we needed AZ just to win one game against Houston, and we could make the playoffs, and they got swept. So that was even worse.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was tough. We were when I got traded. Honestly, it felt like in Seattle I had a better chance of making the playoffs than we did in AZ, and then AZ caught a heater there in the playoffs and made a run to the World Series, and we were left watching at home. So that was tough. I wanted to be there. I wanted to make the playoffs, and then to get to watch the boys. I was excited and happy for the guys that I played with, but I definitely wanted to be there myself.
Actually, sorry, Todd. I knew I was going to interrupt you, but I got it because I've been in this situation. You going to wear that ring anywhere? You going to wear that National League Championship ring, or is it kind of like?
I got it, but I probably won't wear it too much.
So where is it? Is it going to just go? Is it just going to go in a safe or something? Or are you like, man, I
haven't
might
decided.
Lose
so they gave it to me in Seattle, so it's just sitting in my house right now, in the house I'm renting in Seattle. But when we get back to AZ, I'm sure it'll find a good spot in a man cave or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be a good. Somebody come over, you don't know, be like, what is this ring for? And you're like, yeah. Well, it's not like the most exciting thing, but at the same time, it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was there for half the wins.
Yeah. Hey, I don't care if it was one win. Take it and run.
That's
right. The best thing about our sport, though. If you play one game and you get sent down or traded, and that team ends up winning, you're getting a ring. Unlike NBA and NFL. So, question for you: we want to talk a little about the defensive end, third base. Last couple years, defense has been a little up and down. Going from left back to second and third a little bit. Now, to talk about me for a second, I was kind of in an odd place too when I first came up. They called me super utility, playing different spots, but the arm angles were killing me. I remember from the outfield, you got to get this long arm throw, and then you come back in the infield, you kind of shorten it. I was all over the place. Talk a little bit about, the struggles you had and now the comfort that you have playing just third base.
Yeah, it's actually funny you say the arm angle thing because I never realized it. I felt like I always had all the arm angles in the bag coming up to the minor leagues, my first couple of years in the big leagues. I felt like I always had, I could throw from down here, I could throw from up here, until I started playing third base every day and really, developed, a single arm action to get the ball across the diamond. Because as the sidearm throw doesn't work from third base. So it's really just about getting the good backspin carry and really getting consistency on your throws. And, the last year or two has been, it's allowed me to really develop some consistency there. And then this year I went back to the outfield for a couple games while we had some injuries. And I went to go make a couple outfield throws like I usually do. And I was like, oh, man, I don't – like that hurt. I'm just going to have to stick with the infield throws out here because it is different. And it cost me a lot, the last couple of years with my throwing errors. Most of my errors weren't fielding; they were mostly throwing, which was so frustrating because it's usually the easier part of the play. But I've just really been working on my footwork and my arm action to be consistent and get good backspin and good carry to first base.
You said hit on this a little bit. You said it hurt. Like it hurt your accuracy, or it actually hurt your arm. You felt pain.
It was like a new. It was like that's not. It doesn't hurt right now, but you can feel like that's going to hurt tomorrow if I keep doing that. So I just had to keep it short and short throw because in the outfield you try to be long and create some carry, and I was able to do that when I did all of them all the time, but just keeping a short arm action backspin throws to first and then trying to lengthen it out a little bit. It was like, we're not going to do that just for a couple of days.
It's for kids who are listening, for fans who are listening. This is real talk. you're showing us something that I don't think people just understand. Well, I'll just go out and throw the ball. Like, you have to understand and be able to throw. Hey, I got to throw from here. Hey, this ball, I'm fielding it to the side. I'm coming off to the different angle. I'm planting my feet in the outfield, and I got to get extra carry on it. So I love that you hit that. That's awesome, because
Yeah, I mean,
you don't hear that honesty often.
yeah, I mean, it's a crazy. The arm angle thing is crazy. Like, I just took ground balls at short the other day for the first time all year, and I was sore for 2 days. Like, I had some soreness in new spots for 2 days just from the sidearm feeds, the second, the double play turns, the quick double play turns, and you throwing it sidearm. Um, I mean, I was sore for a couple of days after just one day of ground balls at short. So you gotta when I was moving positions every day, I was able to do it. I mean, as the numbers weren't very good, but I was able to move around and fill the spot. But being in one spot, getting some consistency, it's definitely helped me at third base.
Tell me about the Cleveland Guardians. You guys just played them. They are like, nobody, including myself, guessed that one of my good friends, Stephen Vogt, would take this team to where they are. But what did you see from them? And did you see them last year? I'm not sure. I didn't look up to see if you played them last year, because their
Yeah,
offense
we
was
played them.
poor, and now they're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we played them last year, and I mean, I wouldn't say their offense. I mean, maybe their numbers were poor, but playing them, that they got a lot of good players. You could see what they were building last year, which was they're good. They're not going to strike out. They're going to put the ball in play. They got speed to beat you. They got good defense, and obviously the pitching is good. And so then obviously this year they're kind of putting it together. They don't strike out. They put everything. It feels like they can hit every pitch you throw, and then you try to get them to chase, and then they'll draw a walk out of you. They're a good team. I played with Stephen Vogt. He's a good friend of mine as well. I saw him across it. I talked to him before, I think game 2, and was like, this has got to be a fun team to manage. And he's like, yeah, it's been fun. It's a good squad. So, yeah, we're going to have to see each other again for sure.
Let me ask you this question. Couple guys like Eugenio Suarez, to name one, they got rid of him, and their sole reason, one of the main reasons why they did, was strikeouts. And it seems like, not to beat the dead bush here all the time, but you guys have been striking out a lot, and you're still winning. So can you attest to why the strikeouts are still coming? But ultimately, you're still winning. So what does it matter? But we have to kind of talk about strikeouts a lot, because there is a ton of them.
Yeah, it's tough to say the strikeouts. For my approach personally, I hate striking out. I'm trying not to strike out. I understand that a ball in play is better than a swing and miss in certain situations. Obviously, runner first, less than 2 outs, strikeout might be worth more than a double play. But most situations trying to put the ball in play. But I just think it's just a matter of how we might be getting pitched, and just figuring out the plan for it. I feel like there's waves in this game, and those waves come in how the opposing team is going to attack you. You're facing guys that have 5 days, 4 days to prepare to face you, whereas as hitters, it's one pitcher to the next, and sometimes you're getting 3-4 pitchers in one day. So yeah, these organizations and these pitching staffs, they're really smart, and they got multiple days to face you and figure out what the weaknesses are. And as hitters, it's our jobs to pick up on those plans and to attack them. And I think that's where those ups and downs in baseball come. I started out the year hot. I was getting a lot of the pitches I was looking for. And then the report kind of changed to backdoor off speed and show heaters up and show heaters in. And it was more of like a soft away attack. And then you got to adjust. And the last couple games, I've been on those pitches, and then it's only a matter of time before they start going hard in on the hands and soft away again. So it's just these waves, and I think it's a matter of time before our guys catch on to those patterns and get hot.
Talking about your offense, what's it like in the clubhouse when you come in and you find out your offensive coordinator, Brant Brown, gets fired, and then all you have is Joseph's ugly face to look at every day as he's flipping to you in the cage? What is that feeling in the clubhouse?
Yeah, it was shock at first. It was we walked in, we got the news. Everybody was pretty shocked that there was a mid season fire, which is crazy. But it's as tough as it is to say. It's this business can be brutal, and you know, I'm not. It's not my job to say why he was hired or why he was fired, but I do know that we were struggling as an offense, and the organization decided that was something they needed to do. And as players, you just accept it and you control what you can control, and you go out there and you try to compete and you try to give your best results.
What kind of hitting coach is Tommy Joseph? I played with Tommy when he first got called up. I want to have him on the show here, but he's like, I'm so busy with all this stuff that I have to do. I'm like, bro, you don't do jack. You just flip a ball. You tell the guys are doing good. But what kind of hitting coach is he? Because as a player, he was a top prospect, traded, and how does he translate that to you guys?
I think Tommy has the kind of perfect job as like somebody who really like for me. I'm a hitting guru. I'm big on the mechanics. I wasn't blessed with the bat speed and all the tools. So the mechanics of the swing are my thing, and I think if I were to be a hitting coach, it would be Tommy's spot because he doesn't have the pressure of the hitting coach, and he's not necessarily the guy you're going to go to when you have problems, but he's always watching, and he's like you said, he's the one flipping you, he's the one throwing BP. He sees you in the cage 24/7, and so like for me, he was one of the reasons when it started clicking for me at the beginning of the year. He was kind of gave me one of the tips that was like really big for me. And all it was is, hey, you're starting your load a little too late. He was feeding the machine to me one day and I was fouling him off, rolling him over. And he goes, hey, I think you're just starting a little late. Why don't you just get it going a little earlier? Get it going a little earlier. And next thing I know, I'm on time for heaters in the game. So, it's kind of that perfect scenario for hitting guys. And he's a hitting guy. He likes hitting. He understands the swing. Like you said, he was a good hitter. And so he kind of has that perfect spot where he can kind of just sit back and always keep his eyes on everybody and watch and, give that key pointer when it's needed most.
Hey, Josh, over to the pitching staff just for a sec. I mean, it's not breaking news that the pitching's ridiculous, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different turn here. Is there one pitcher, of the big boys in the starting rotation, let's go with them, that you would love to go deep off of, just based off the relationship? Maybe they're cocky, maybe you've become really tight with them.
One pitcher on our staff?
Yeah, that you would love to take deep,
Oh,
whether it's like the stuff's nasty or you feel like you can get them or, you just got that fun relationship.
Man, I would say, I mean, it'd be between Logan and Kirby, just because they're they're nasty. They're fun to watch from defense. And I feel like when I've seen them get clipped, it's like, oh my god, did that just happen? So I feel like as a hitter, that would be sick because from watching on defense and watching them throw so many innings, it's surprising when somebody puts a ball in play. So I know that's probably the approach is let's just put the ball in play. So to clip one of them would be pretty crazy.
What would you tell them though? What kind of smack would you be like? Because eventually they're going to get traded. You're going to get traded. Whatever it is, what are you going to say to them? What are you going to be like? See, I got you, or do you have a little something extra for a teammate that you clip?
Nah, yeah, you just give it a little extra look. I got Gallon once, which was sick.
Nice.
I gave it a little extra look, watched it a little bit longer, but it's still baseball. He got me. I was out the next two at bat, so um, you can't get them every time, and that's coming. So you enjoy your one that you get them on, and you know that you're probably in trouble for the next couple.
All right. So last one here. I don't know if you saw what's happening with the ABS system, the challenge system. It's looking more like it's going to be the challenge system once it makes it to the big leagues. They've kind of leaned towards that in AAA. I think it's like a Tuesday to Thursday is the automated, and then it's the challenge system. How do you feel it's going to go over in the big leagues?
I've been a big proponent. Like, I want the challenge system. I don't want the automatic strike zone. I think that completely takes away the job of the catcher, which I enjoy the art of catching, even though I don't do it. But I understand when I face certain guys, they are going to be better at stealing strikes and balls. And I think that that's an art. And I think we shouldn't take that away. We shouldn't just let, teams just grab somebody who can hit and stick them back there because they don't really have to frame balls and strikes and make them look good. There's guys in the league still that their job is to make balls look like strikes. So I like the challenge system because it's going to hold everybody accountable. I think umpires are trying to do their best behind the plate, but they don't have the ability to go during a game and look and see, like, yeah, I can tell you it's outside, but there's no way they're just going to take our word for it and be like, oh, it's outside. Okay, I'll bring it in a little bit more. So I think for the umpires to be able to see in real time, like, oh, that's a ball off the plate. Okay, I can adjust mid game and see it. I played in a couple minor league games with the challenge system, and I mean, the first 3 or 4 challenges I saw, the umpires were right. Like, they're picturing that box in their brain so much better when they get to see it in real time than, going 9 innings without being able to make an adjustment.
I love that answer. I love that. And we're on the same page. We're hoping challenge system comes through ASAP.
Agreed.
I think for me, just on the fan entertainment side, it's going to be fun too. I just think it's going to be a fun little strategic extra add to the ballpark experience. Who gets to use the challenges, like the whole deal. We could spend a half hour on how this is all going to play out, and I think it's going to be freaking awesome. So we're excited about it. We can talk.
Yeah, I'll be nervous for sure. I'll be nervous to do some challenges at the beginning.
You better be right? Otherwise, like Julio next at bat, right? Like Julio next at bat, if they're already taken up, he's going to be like, "Bro, are you serious?"
Yeah. And we can't let pitchers challenge. They think everything's a strike.
Oh, my gosh.
True. Very true.
Leave it to the catchers.
You're going to actually have to sit down with the pitchers and be like, guys, we're going to go over what the actual zone is because you can't think everything's a strike because we'll run out of our challenges in 5 seconds.
Yeah. You know what we'll need? We'll need on the – because they have like 17 different buttons that you can push. You need to catch. You need Cal to be able to push it and go, don't challenge it. So it's just like, he's like, what? Don't challenge. He's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Don't touch your hat.
Yeah. Don't challenge. You don't know what the strike zone is.
Exactly.
You think everything's a strike.
Yeah. They think if they hit their spot, it's a strike.
Right. Oh, he didn't move his mitt. He didn't move his glove.
It's going to be good. I'm excited. I hope they have it ready for next year. But, yeah, it looks like they're trending in that direction. We got that news earlier this week that AAA is just going to run with that full time. Usually means we're getting close. So, Josh, appreciate you, man. Always love having you on. Obviously, welcome back anytime. Love talking ball with you, and keep doing your thing. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Hey, FT fam, we announced this the other day, so we just want to remind everyone that we are going to be on the road again very soon. July 6th and 7th is the Great Big NASCAR Roadshow returning to Chicago. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have Pierzynski there. Jason Kipnis is rolling through. Alana Rizzo's taking over the hosting role. So we are going to do a special race day foul territory show on a weekend. We'll be streaming live if you're not in the area, but if you are, of course, don't miss the epic weekend. Get your tickets at NASCARchicago.com. There's the website and the QR code if you're looking at the screen right now. But you've got performances by people like the Black Keys and the Chainsmokers or acts like them and Keith Urban. So make sure you check out the entire, it's not just the race, the event, the concerts, the FT show, of course. Mm-hmm. More information at NASCARchicago.com.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.